That really is a beautiful sentiment, that mental health comes in all different colors and uniquely to each individual. And like, I'm really interested in reading this book, because mental health is one of those things that we as a society sweep under the rug. We've been taught since little kids to just forget it and bury it. And like you said, it takes years and years to unravel, unwind. And like, that's one of those things that's so important for us to, if we want to evolve as a society, is to open that up, especially us as actors and performers. And we can't just bury and mar a wound. We have to constantly reopen it and find new ways to feel it and to empathize with it and with every person around us. And like that's something that's so important to talk about openly, and we don't as a society. And I love the fact that you have that focus on children as well, because we really need to teach them to empathize.
Yes, I mean, one of the things I believe that as actor, Mike, you have a great role in that, because acting and music has always been a way for tackling certain issues without people feeling attacked. And I think in form of films and documentaries and acting a role, you can really tackle a lot of problems around the world as an actor. And it's almost like a privileged role to do, because most people don't even speak up. I mean, during the coronavirus, I've been working with women who are going through physical abuse with their husbands. And if women did my work and I helped them raise their finances to $1 million and above, I will guarantee you 85% of women around the world will leave their disempowered husbands. And unfortunately, we still have a lot of issues. You know, yesterday I just posted something about the LGBT issues around the world. While in the Western world, we have some form of, I would say, policy and law for gay marriage and equality rights, the rest of the world, it doesn't. So it's the same, you know, when people talk about Black Lives Matters, that on its own, it's a racism and nationalism that's been rooted for centuries. And when somebody puts a blind eye to, let's say, a Black Lives Matter, but let's say to a gay person, let's say to a woman who's been abused, let's say at work, you're not getting that promotion and somebody else does it, just because of your color, skin, or maybe your creed or your nationality or your background or, you know, your preferences. I mean, this is where everybody needs to speak up. Usually people speak up only when it hurts them. You know, we need to speak up when it hurts everybody around us, no matter what the issue is, because the underlying problem creates all of those problems.
Yes, I totally agree with you. We had yesterday a meeting with a scriptwriter. She was talking about women in the Middle East and how they treat women, as you said about abuse. That if the woman become a successful woman, so it's because she have sex with everyone and she's a prostitute or a whore. And if a man be a successful man, it's not because of the same point. And I know that that thing is really painful and it's not fair, and the people have to talk about that. And that, I think what you are talking about when you said about the abuse, it's not just about the relationship. Sometimes it's your relationship with the society or with the people around you.
Yes, I mean, it's key. It's key to awaken in ourselves everything that we judge in others. Because until we get rid of the idea that somebody is bad and I'm not, and somebody is good and I'm not, we're going to be living in this war primitive way of thinking. And this is what the Unfakeable Code is all about, to awaken the greatness inside of you and to awaken the wisdom that lives in every human being, but also all the traits within us that we tend to judge in others because we disowned in ourselves. Meaning when we say somebody is like this and I'm not. And when I have clients like that, my first journey with them is to really bring the psychology into equilibrium, their perceptions, where everything they judge outside, it's presented on the inside and in different forms. You know, because sometimes people don't recognize the form, but the behavior, underlying behavior is the same. Just the same way I explained the example about racism and nationalism, that behavior will present itself in different forms. Just because somebody thinks that it presents, let's say, towards homophobia or towards Black people, The reality is that person in different circumstances, they will show those tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, they will just move from black people to gay people to a woman to something like that. They will always almost like jump from one person to another to satisfy that self-deceptive persona inside of them that makes attack because they cannot love that which they judge in themselves.
Yes. Yes, you are right. I'm just found a couple of days ago, there is an Egyptian girl who traveled to Canada because she used to live in Egypt and she's lesbian and they treat her badly. And then because she couldn't go back to her home or to be with her family again, she decided to kill herself. And I found a lot of people attack her after her death, that she didn't deserve to live, she doesn't deserve. And another people said, where's the humanity? I feel like the people, if you lost your humanity, so it's very sad. And you have to read more. The people are ignorant. And I read a book for Italian writer. He was talking about the social media that made the ignorant people talking like they get a Nobel Prize or something like this. So it was very sad that I feel like the people starting to lose humanity, even with themselves, with the animals. I don't know why.
As I said, it's when it comes to uncertainty will almost stir everything inside of you. And if you haven't done that work, that inner work and that inner awakening and that inner spiritual awakening, it will show out to the outer world even worse, meaning you're becoming a worse person. But all I can tell you is your soul. This is what I'm, again, specifically talking about in the Unfakeable Code. And now the new book also I'm writing called The Unfakeable Genius will never leave you at rest until you correct your own actions. Because it's not these people you harm that who will judge you. It will be your soul judging you in the last breath you're gonna have for what you've done or you have not done. Mm-hmm. So this is nothing to do with other people. This is to do with you choosing to honor your darkness, your light, but let your heart, your love, shine your path going forward, and also deal with people in that manner. Because there's a chapter in the Unfakeable Code book called Prudential Love. How to really love not just somebody you want to love, but being a loving human being with everybody who comes around you, those who challenge you the most and those who support you. So your unfakeable self does not change just because somebody says to you, you are good or you're not. Yeah. And majority of the people, they cannot have emotional mastery and manage the emotions when they get challenged by something that they don't agree with. And this is also another toxic behavior around the world, where basically we expect people to be one-sided. And this is what the Unfakeable Code will do for humanity, will help people use those 5 principles to elevate their true being and let their heart guide their path.
Yes, yeah, totally agree with you, totally agree with you. And what we are watching now in America, I think simply I described everything. And there was a documentary film about the history of the Black people lives in America and the racism, and it's very hard movie. I watched it. I can't believe that shit that they are going through. They couldn't live, they couldn't breathe, they couldn't do anything. It's very painful, and I'm very sorry for that. Let's talk about your new start about the new film. If you have listened that you will make a new film or not.
Yes, it's basically I've got a couple of offers from a really nice film director.
Okay, Michael will be with you.
To turn the Unfakeable Code into a project that basically raises awareness about people wearing different masks and the impact that has in all of the key areas of life. And basically at the moment, I'm going through all the different products that will come as a result of the Unfakeable Code. and waiting to sign the publishing deal, and then I will take the next steps after that. Because once I sign the publishing deal, there's many other things that needs to happen, and then I will need to know in detail how I'm gonna, because at the moment I'm making notes of every chapter, how that chapter can be a film or a documentary, and who do I want in that chapter. Because my vision is to bring my clients and tell my clients stories through the processes and their transformation, tackling specific issue and raising awareness about specific issue, like violence in a relationship. I mean, what people don't realize is not just women who get violence. Men get violence by abusive women, and nobody's talking about it. You know, while I respect all the things that are happening, for instance, you know, the Black Lives Matter is just highlighting a problem that's been there with humanity. You know, it's not just the Black people were treated like that, but if you look at about all the wars before that, how many people, thousands and millions of people have died because of our own ignorance. And I think now the movement we have now, which is the beautiful things to see around Black Lives Matter, people are all coming together from different reasons, coming together in a cause they believe. Enough is enough. And I think hopefully there's a lot of change, positive change, and a blessing will come out of this, where, you know, social structures are being reformed, educational structures are being reformed, government structures will need to be reformed. And when you see all those reforms happening, of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but the movement had literally highlighted how connected we truly are in our hearts. Forget about your color or your stuff. I don't see only Black people on the streets. I see every people. I see Asian people. I see Black people. I see white people. I see Muslims. I see Christians, all coming together to support the cause. And this is the beauty about it, that people are now almost transcending the labels, and they want the social structures to do the same. And it's not enough anymore just to say something. People are expecting change. And I think we are on those, I would say, on a journey for this change to happen.
Yes, we hopefully so. This is a great discussion, Tony. We are happy to have you. Michael, do you have any questions for Tony?
Well, the first question that I'm sure a bunch of people are wondering, who haven't Googled yet, where can they find your books online?
Basically, my books are on Amazon. They're at Barnes & Noble. They can get them audio on Amazon Audio, on Kindle. So they can go to my website, tonyselimi.com, TonySelimi.com. There's more information about the books, but all the links in every different channels where they can download them or they can listen to them. But also if they want to connect to me, with me on various social medias.
I love that you have them on audiobook too. That's great.
Yes, I mean, it's one of the things I love personally doing when I travel, because I do a lot of driving. I always love to hear something positive and something that gets me into the mood by the time I come to a big interview or a big stage. So I thought when I wrote my books, I said I want to bring them into audiobook, because people can listen to them wherever they are. So even if they're driving, they are safe to listen.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of questions right now. I'm sure I'll come up with more in like 2 minutes. But you know.
What's your message for the people now, Tony?
What is what?
What's your message? Your message that you want the people to know?
What I would love for people to know, it's when you are challenged, it's very easy to say a lot of things. It's very easy to let your rage out. It's very easy to insult. It's very easy to judge somebody. It's very easy to label them. It's very easy to disagree. But what's really hard is to open your heart and meet them with love. So anybody who's going through any form of pain, regardless what the pain it is, because I personally have gone through a lot of it, and I've helped many of my clients around the world go through a lot of pain. All I've noticed is the difference it makes when you approach a challenge in your life or adversity with love and with thank you, I love you, mindset and looking at how you can transform that part of yourself that you hate in the person you've just had a conflict with. And doing that mirror reflection, it frees your soul to be all it can be.
It's very nice. It's very nice. Thank you, Tony, for joining us. We enjoyed the conversation, and we hope that people will watch it later as well. And of course, we will be together again soon. And sure, we will talk more about your new book. I want my own book as usual. And Mike, thank you for your time. I know it's very early in America.
No, thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure, and it's been wonderful meeting you.